Hello everyone, it's Aaron again, back after almost 2.5 years since I posted my last video. And I tell you the truth, when I posted that last video, I had no idea that would be my last video. Um, I was going to take off for the summer. I explained that in that video that I would take off for the summer and come back in the fall. And a number of things happened that didn't allow me to do that. So I wanted to come back and explain that to you because two things made me want to do this video. First, I had not looked at my videos or anything about them for over 2 years. And the other day I was in there and I accidentally clicked on my page and my videos, and I started going through and watching some of them. I looked at some of the comments and they were real recent. I thought that when I left, I wouldn't hear any more comments after a little while, but not to even think that I would still have some after so many years. That was one got me thinking. Then secondly, I got a call from a guy named Joseph from California. He reached out to me and he said, Aaron, I hope you don't mind me looking you up to find out what's going on, because a lot of people are asking about you and have asked about you, what happened to Aaron Cantrell. And Joseph, I give you a shout out. His handle on YouTube is Skip, SKIP 5002. We had a long conversation. Now, he even owned the FX store until FX got rid of their smaller stores and went with the bigger ones. So, Skip, thanks for the call. But between those two things, that is the reason why I'm doing this video. I feel I owe you guys an explanation and let you know what happened. In the fall, I ran into some serious health issues, some of which I'm still dealing with today. It left me really weak. And then, secondly, before that, I was taking a look at my numbers. Now, I've done really good over the years. I think I had almost 100,000 views on one particular video, 70,000, over 70,000 on another, over 50,000 on another, and a lot of 24s and 20s and that sort of thing. But those were mainly on reviews of guns and that sort of thing. But my mainstay on this thing was really pesting. But my pesting videos were only averaging about 1,500 views. And I'm thinking, wow, these things are taking so long, and I can't do any more of the product reviews, because everything you ever saw on my channel, I purchased myself, and that got to be really expensive. Now, what I should have did in the beginning, a lot of people told me, is, Aaron, you should have monetized, or you should monetize halfway through. But I ain't gonna lie to you, I hate commercials. I hate them to death. I've always hated them. And so how could I ask you guys to watch something that I myself dislike? So I never did monetize by. So if you take a look at my videos, you will never get a commercial before. You shouldn't. You should never get a video after. You definitely should not get any during. But one thing that would have did though is if I had monetized, I could have used that money to buy additional products to review, because my numbers were not high enough to garner any interest from any of the companies out there selling PCP products. I tried with them. I told them I would love to review stuff. I told them if they mailed them to me, I would give them my charge card number, and if I damaged any of the things, I would pay for them. And then I would be careful to get them back to them intact. But no one was interested. But I'm going to give a shout out to some people who did help me along the way. I don't know if they're in business anymore. I haven't checked. JD 3D Printing and Design. He was the one that supplied all of my through Charms, through all of my magazines. And there was another guy, he had a thing called Air Effective Tuning. He made some of the best, in my opinion, cheap shrouds out there. I call them budget country shrouds out there. And then lastly, I did reach out when I started shooting my Corel, Adamus rather, P15. I reached out to Corel, and Corel gave me a P15 to give away, and I gave that away some time ago. So that's the only thing I was able to garner. Everything else I had to pay for on my own. And so I'm looking at those numbers. I'm looking at my health. I'm looking at, and then also my truck broke down. Now I had a truck that I used specifically for that. It was my hunting, fishing, and pesting truck. And it was kind of beat up and everything. But one thing you probably don't know if you have never pested on a cow farm, you cannot avoid, if you go drive around, you cannot avoid running into some excrement, if you will. And pretty soon it's going to get up in your wheel wells and stuff, and it's going to come into your truck, and the truck is going to somewhat, you can clean it, I always did, but you still get that faint smell, especially when it rained. And so that truck broke down, and they said it wasn't worth fixing, and so I got another truck, and that truck I was not going to sacrifice to driving through the cow feces and stuff and getting that smell in it. So I had three things that got me out of it. My health was going down, the numbers were low, and I lost my truck. Now, my channel, I really loved the way I ran, and I hope you guys enjoyed that. One of the things I was trying to do, I started out with FX products. I had an FX Impact, I had an FX Wildcat, and that's what started it. And then I found out that, wow, I could have spent a lot less and still been just as happy, maybe even happier when you consider the fact that I had a lot of breakdowns on those FX. And I'm going to tell you, this gun right here, I only brought this up, this is my baby. Every video you see that I posted, this is the gun I was shooting, this little P15. And this thing here has thousands, it may have 1 million bullets through it. I don't know how many I put through this thing, between pesting and just shooting in the backyard and taking out chipmunks and that sort of thing that I did not video. But I know when I first got this gun, just to get off the subject a minute, when I first got this gun, everybody saying, Aaron, why are you shooting that thing when you got FXs? You got those good FXs and you out there shooting this little cheap gun. This gun performed just as well inside 50 yards as any of those guns that I paid $2,000 for and $1,600 for. This thing was $469, I believe. It outperformed all of them, especially when it came to reliability. This thing has never broken down. I think one time I may have, check back at my video, I may have had to put in a O-ring in the pressure field valve. But that was it. This thing still shoots lights out after all those shots through it. So you can talk about all you want, but this was a great gun. But this led to me coming up with a theory called laid down range. And I wanted to tell people, hey, you don't need to spend a ton of money in order to do the things you need to do. And so you want to buy those guns, buy them, but evaluate it before you did. That's what my whole philosophy was. Go on the cheap if you don't need to go on the big. And laid down range was simply this. Ask yourself questions before you take. What am I going to do with the gun? How often am I going to shoot it? What's going to be my target? How much lead will it take to take that target down at the distance I'm going to be shooting? And how accurate is it? And if you can find all that in a $469 gun, why pay $2,000 for a gun and then upgrade it to another $3,000? I know people with $4,000 guns. It's crazy. But that was the philosophy of it. That's the philosophy I really wanted to stay with. I wanted to keep on introducing these types of guns to you, and let the other guys sell you on those 30 cals and 25 cals for shooting sparrows. But anyway, I digress. But that was the philosophy of my channel. My channel wanted to say to you guys, especially you guys that were just getting into it, there are cheaper ways to do it. A young hand compressor, I talked about that. It was really, really cheap compressor out of China. Things still, I got it in there, still working well. These guns here, still shooting well, not breaking down. And when I couldn't do that anymore because I couldn't afford to buy more guns, I think that M40 automatic was the last one I bought over there. But I just couldn't afford to keep on buying these guns, and so this wind kind of went out of my sails, and then I look at the numbers of people that were looking at my videos concerning pesting, and I just thought, I was thinking about that anyway, but when the other things hit, that's what happened. So all I wanted to do was come on and do a thank you right here. I want to thank all you guys, for those of you who missed me, those guys who was inquiring about me and my health and what had happened to me, and I just want to assure you that I'm doing pretty well. I will be open with you. I've had some severe heart problems that I've been dealing with now. I had an ablation. You can look that up, heart ablation. Just a number of things. And plus I'm getting older. You know, I'll be 76 in the blink of an eye. And so all those things contributed to it. But I will say this: if I do get anything in the future, if I run into any situation where I can get a gun, if one of my friends buy a gun and they allow me to come on and review it, I'll review it. Anything I can find that I can review, I'll review it. And I don't know if I'll ever be doing pesting videos again. But I got, that summer, I probably got about 12 in there that need to be edited and put on the air. So I'll probably go over the winter and go in there and pop some of those up there. But for the most part, unless I can come up with a situation where I can do more of the reviews and find some products to review for you, and they would be cheaper products. And I don't know if those people are into doing as much as, let's say, FX does, for getting their products out there by putting them in as many people's hands as they can. So that's where we are. But I will say this: I want to thank you again. I want to thank you guys for subscribing. I want to thank you guys for all your comments, and I try to respond to every comment. Let me say this about comments. I'm going to go back at every comment that, over the winter, I'm going to sit there at that computer, and every comment I've gotten in 2025, I'm going to respond to. The ones that are older than that, I'm not going to go back that far because they probably have lost interest, and even some of the ones that did it early in 2025 have, but I'm going to go back and I'm going to do that because that's one thing I always prided myself in. I always got back to you guys. So with that, I'm going to let you go and tell you that if I find something, I'll upload it. Some of those videos I got in a can, as they call it, I'm going to try to upload some of those during the winter. So I guess now you know. And you guys keep it safe and enjoy this sport. Believe me, I'm still shooting, okay? I shoot this gun here every day practically. I go out in the backyard. If anything's out there messing around that shouldn't be in the yard, I'll take it out with this fella here. From sparrows to starlings to chipmunks and a few of those red squirrels, all those red squirrels. And that's about it. But I'm shooting all of the guns, but I'm shooting this one the most. It's still my favorite. So with that, you guys take it easy. I hope I didn't ramble on too much and you cut me off early. But you know, if you have anything to ask, put it in the comments and I'll get back to you. All right. Keep it safe, guys. Thanks again.